Hi, welcome again to 360-degree channel, live in a rounded form. We are continuing our clip on how to take care of our clothing so that we can have them, we can elongate their lifespan and maintain their quality. In this clip, we'll be looking at three topics quickly on how to take care of our clothing. And the first one is going to be ironing. You know, in the last clip we stopped at how to dry our clothes, and now we are considering those who wash with hand and those who wash with washing machine. We have considered how best we can spread our clothes, how to keep eyes on the lines where we spread our clothes, you know, the surfaces where we need to avoid when we are spreading our clothes. But right now we want to look at how well we can iron our clothes. And you know, we are not professionals and we are not running a laundry services. But in ironing, when you want to iron your clothes yourself, just as we have different texture of clothing, so also you must consider when ironing, especially with those that are cotton clothing and you know, those chiffon and all those very light clothing. Those are made with very light materials. You know, how you regulate the iron, and then where and how to iron the clothes. I would advise that when you are ironing your clothes, iron your clothes on the line of sewing, as in you keep eyes on the line of sewing. Iron it on those lines, because when you look at the line of sewing, you discover that the line of sewing is thicker in all the clothes that you have. It is one of the thickest part of the clothes that you have. So it's better you iron on the line of clothing, because when you keep on ironing on a particular spot, you make an angle at that spot, and that may destroy the cloth, may get destroyed from that point. But when you iron on the line of sewing, the line of sewing most time is thicker, so you keep the quality of the clothes while you are ironing. Then some clothing are best ironed inside out, especially the very light type of clothing. They are better ironed inside out. You iron the underlay of the clothing while you leave the material itself, or you reduce the temperature of the iron to the lowest and just iron it very lightly. Iron it very lightly. And I want to tell you that ironing a cloth, some people avoid ironing their clothes. Ironing a cloth also keeps the lifespan of the cloth long, because the wool will not be able to pop up in the cloth. You will keep the cloth smooth, and the wool will not be able to pop up, and so you have nothing to be afraid of on the surface of the clothing. You don't have any wool pumping up anyhow on your clothing, thereby you know, making the cloth look very old. So ironing a cloth, it's part of the way you can maintain the quality of the cloth. It's part of the way you can keep the lifespan of the cloth long. So iron your clothing, especially children uniform. Let's keep ironing them. You discover that if you have been changing your children uniform every time before, I'm not talking about when they have outgrown the size of the cloth now. I mean when the cloth is their size. If you have kept changing from time to time, try ironing, then you share your experience with us. Try ironing. It will help you to keep the lifespan of the cloth. It will make it longer when you iron your children's clothes. Then in ironing also, you must know the texture of the clothes. Is it nylon? Is it silk? For silk materials, you reduce the temperature of the iron to the minimum, to the lowest. You iron. Then for chiffon also, reduce the temperature of the iron to the lowest. But for cotton also, you can just increase a bit above the lowest minimum of temperature. You maybe the medium temperature to iron your cotton fabrics or your cotton clothing. But for like Ankara, for laces, I mean cotton laces, you can use the highest temperature to iron. But once you are ironing a cloth and you are seeing that the cloth is becoming is shining, it's shining like as if it's getting glossy, what that cloth is telling you that the iron temperature is too high. So you reduce the iron temperature, because once a cloth is getting glossy like that, what is telling you that you are already melting the thread that is used to weave the cloth. You're already melting the thread, and once you melt the thread, what will happen is that in the next washing, the clothes will cut out. It will cut out because you have already melt the thread that is used in knitting that cloth. So that's for ironing. Then for folding, how we fold our clothes is another way to keep, you know, some people like they used to say, my friends used to say, did you take this clothes from a basket? You know, when the cloth is too squeezed, they say, you took this clothes from a basket. You know, don't let that, is not too good. There's a way you can, even when you don't iron your clothes, there's a way you can fold the clothes and the clothes will straighten out. Especially in storing too, in the way you store your clothes, it will straighten out. How well do you store your clothes? You can store your clothes in wardrobe. Even when you store your clothes in wardrobe and you don't fold, it will still be wrinkled. But ensure that you form the habit of folding your clothes before storing them. Fold them properly. Fold them along the line of sewing too. You fold along the line of sewing depending on the type of cloth that you are folding. I think as time goes on, we'll do a practical. I will attach a practical clip so that you see what I'm talking about. Fold on the line of sewing. Then, if you are folding a top, you can hold the shoulder. You know, there's always a joint at the shoulder of clothing. Something like this. You see, you can fold on that line. You hold it up here like this. You hold the other part up here like this. Then you join them either at the back or at the front. Then you put the hand, you fold the hand over them and probably fold into like 2 or 3. Then you store in your wardrobe. Don't say I don't have a space to store things in my house. There are a lot of things that you can improvise to store your clothing. If you don't have a wardrobe, I think I listed some here. If you don't have a wardrobe where you can store your clothing, you can store in cabinets. You know, in Nigeria here, when you give birth to a newborn baby, there's this particular cabinet that come in like 4 sections that we can use. In fact, my daughters, they are still using their cabinet up till now. Even they are grown, but they are still using their cabinets. They learn to fold their clothing, then separate. In folding your clothing, separate your play clothes from probably your outing clothes. You know, you separate them like that. Then they have a section for the undies. Let children get used to it right from young age, that clothes are to be separated, are to be stored in a particular place, and to be separated. Don't muddle up all of them, those undies, play clothes, you know, outing clothes. You muddle them up together. Then when it is time to go out, you start sorting. No, you give yourself much work, especially as a woman. When you sort your clothes, you can easily tell your children, go to your undies, go to your panties drawer and take a pant for yourself. You know, go to your outing clothes and bring one beautiful cloth for me, or you go to your play clothes. But when you don't sort them, you have to go there yourself to go and be doing the sorting. So it helps you to get organized. And it helps you to also train these children to know that there is a way you can arrange the house. And it also makes your house look neat. When you have a place, you can use cabinets. If you don't have a capacity to buy a cabinet, like in my house now, let me give you a secret. I have some of my clothes that I fold and keep in a drum. If that is what is available to you, my where we normally keep our clothes is full, then I improvise. It is when I tell, it's because I'm telling you now that you know. If I don't tell you, you don't know. So you can improvise. You can get around here. There's this 4-corner plastic that they normally use to sell. What do they call abacha? Yes, abacha. They use it to sell abacha. They use it to sell donut. You can buy like 3 or 4 if that is what you can afford. Put them on top of each other in your room or in your children's room. Fold your clothes neatly and put in them. And when you are ready to go out, you go there, you pick whatever you want. You can even label them for your children to see. This is outing clothes, you label and put on it. This is a play clothes, you label and put on it. So you can also use I'm trying to say the things that we can use, things that we can get around us, that we can easily use to store our clothing. So I think I've exhausted. You can use that four corner, whatever. You can use cabinet, you can use your wardrobe. Then don't mind, I'm checking it in the book. You know, this also helps you to beautify your room and create space. You know, when you have like all these cabinets, it's in 4 sections. So instead of spreading out 4 things on the floor, they're already on top of each other. So you have more space to put other things in your room. So also this plastic that I'm talking about, you can put them on, you can store them on top of each other. It makes the room look beautiful. You know. Then also the last thing I'll be talking about is storing your clothes after you have worn them. After you have used the clothes, where do you store? Do you just throw them around in the house, or do you just throw them anywhere? The way you store them after use also matters. You must get a laundry basket. If you can't get a laundry basket, you will get paint container. Use paint container. Let your children know that there is a particular point in the house for used clothes. Call it laundry basket or laundry paint. Or you go and drop your used clothing in the laundry paint. Drop it there. You help them to separate, especially for those of us that have small kids. Some of them that still wet the bed and all that. Separate the clothes that they have wee on from the clothes that is still, maybe they are outing clothes, so that you don't, before you wash. And I would advise, anytime children mess up their clothes or whatever, wash immediately. You don't have to keep that, because it makes your house to smell. So you wash immediately. Then it will help the clothes too, because you know what do you call it, wee as we know it, pardon me, wee is what is coming to my mind. Wee has chemical. So when you leave it longer in a cloth, the cloth reacts to the chemical. It weakens the strength of the thread that is used to weave that particular cloth. So storing after usage is also very, very important. It also helps you to be organized as a woman. Once you want to wash your clothes, you know where to go to pick it up. It even helps your children to assist you in the house, because you can easily send them, oh yeah, go and bring the laundry basket, go and bring the laundry bath, go and bring the laundry pail. You can send them. But when the clothes is scattered around the house, you don't want to leave any unwashed clothes behind. So you have to go back, start looking for them, start bringing them out. So all these things, they are not expensive to get. They are not costly. It's just for you to change your mindset, and while you are getting, it has a lot of advantage. Your house is neat, you are organized, your children can assist you. You know, it reduces the pressure on you, it reduces stress on you as a woman. You know, it keeps your clothes longer. So those money that you'll be using to buy clothes over time, you use it to do something else. So this will help you. Let's if you have any other clue on how to take care of our clothing, please leave it at the comment section. I will read them over. Then when we'll be doing the practical of all these things, we'll bring up your idea. I welcome your idea. So suggest the things you want to see. I'm sweating again. Pardon me. Suggest the things you want to see on this channel. You know, click the like button. Bring up your suggestion. Bring up your ideas. They are highly welcome. Subscribe so that you get notified by YouTube automatically once there's a new clip from us. We cherish you. Thank you for standing by. We cherish your time. And for those who have commented and liked and subscribed to our channel, I'm using this medium to say thank you. And for now, I'm going to say bye.